Class C Opel. And Van der Merwe's got to jump on them all. Ben Morgenhood is already alongside the Audis. He follows Charles van der Merwe up to the Luck Repco corners. They come up here now. Ben Morgenhood's gone a second. And Willie Hepburn, by a stint of tremendous drag racing performance down here at the coast, he just floored that big Sabre at Opel. He's gone to second. The Terry Moss is out to four-wheel drive. He'll be back on the road very quickly. Or is he coming to a stop? What has happened there? He's got to get it back on the road before he can floor it as they come out of Continental Corner. It's Charles van der Merwe, and chasing him is the big Opel V8 Sabre Opel there of Willie Hepburn. Onto the brake markers, it's Hepburn and it's Ben Morgenhood right on his tail. The Autofit Mazda's right there. That's a triple rotor motor. It's unique, almost unique in the world now, as Willie Hepburn holds off Morgenhood. Charles van der Merwe, the Sassel Ford, is in the front. They're going to be around here just on a minute. They take a minute per lap, a minute, a minute and 2 seconds. Heavy onto the brakes. Those front aerofoils all start to scrape the road, and Morgenhood pushing. Morgenhood has got his bonnet right under the rear aerofoil of Willie Hepburn. But watch the acceleration on that big Opel. That big Opel is just got drags as it comes past. He just floors it away, and he's chasing Charles van der Merwe, but getting ever closer as he goes to the inside. He's trying to move over. He's right on his tail. That's acceleration for you. That is acceleration for you. And the BMWs there's got Coetzee. Coetzee's going to have to work for his money this afternoon for his places. The competition has really arrived in the form of one BMW 535 carrying the BMW Motorsport colours, and it is going. It's got Coetzee. You could just see it in the distance there. Coetzee is right under his back wing as they go for the brake marks for Hunt. There's Willie Hepburn now onto the brakes. A lovely close shot of him. 650 horses pushing that motor car along, and all those racing ponies have been used down here at the coast. Ben Morgenhood, this Maserati, as they call it, it screams out here, a raspy noise around the circuit. Behind that big thundering V8 is in third position. They parked the slow markers already. The back markers already. It's Hepburn. This is for second. There's Charles van der Merwe, and he's got a chance of that Opel going right up in his tail now, because the acceleration of that big V8 really works here at the coast. The turbocharged engine doesn't have the big advantage at the coast as it does inland, and Hepburn's going for it. He's passing him on the outside. He wants to get him. Charles van der Merwe's holding on the inside. Those temperatures might be high there. Terry Moss is getting back into the picture. He's getting crowded up by some of the slower cars, but the BMW is holding off the B-class car. Charles van der Merwe holding that inside line. He knows he's got problems. That big V8 Sabre Opel is going to give him lots of problems. We've had 2 laps, we're on lap 3.
'n gemiddelde snelheid van 143 km per uur. Soos Charles van der Merwe vroeër gesê, topsnelheid van by die 260 km per uur wat hierdie motors haal. Kyk vir Terry Moss, hy's besig om in te haal. Hy het baie ver teruggesak na daardie eerste draai. Onder ons wat hy gehad het met Willie Hepburn en die ander ouens toe van die baan afgedruk is, en hy het teruggeval. Hy is besig om sy pad op te veg vorentoe. Maar hier is 'n geweldige stryd om die eerste posisie wat aan die gang is tussen Charles van der Merwe en Willie Hepburn. Hepburn het vanoggend vir my gesê dit word geweldig warm in daardie motor, en hy sal nie verbaas wees as een of ander renjaar een of ander tyd gaan flou word in daardie motor geneem, en daar kan daar ernstige probleme wees. Hy het extra luggange in sy motor ingebou vanoggend om homself te koel. Agter in die verte is de Terry Moss het opskuif in daardie Audi Quattro Turbo 4-wiel aangedrewe motor. Is op die oomblik in die 4de posisie. Kyk net hoe maak hy daardie gat oop tussen hom en Hannes en Dion Joubert wat die klas B voorloper is in sy BMW. Dis 'n BMW 5 reeks gemodifiseerde motor, klas C voorloper op die oomblik. Dis Dave Repsol in die sogenaamde Pink Panther, sy Toyota Corolla wat hy in klas C ingeskryf het. Maar ons hou vir Terry Moss dalk op die oomblik. Hy is besig om alles uit te haal wat hy kan. Terry Moss ken hierdie baan soos die palm van sy hand. Hy is ook 'n man wat nie bang is om enigstens die handskoene aan te trek en sake baie warm te maak met die manne voor hom. Ben Morgenhood het nog in daardie Autofit Mazda van hom baie hard veg om daardie tweede posisie. Gaan hy dit afneem van Willie Hepburn af. Hepburn wat sê al het hy 650 perdekrag hier onder by die kus, soveel as wat 'n Formule 1 motor ontwikkel, kan hy nie al daardie krag gebruik nie, want die motor gly net doodgewoon deur al die draaie. Daar's 6 rondes wat oorbly, en Willie Hepburn wat sy hande vol het om vir Ben Morgenhood van hom af weg te hou. Hulle het net nou 'n bietjie nader gekom aan Charles van der Merwe. Ek dink van der Merwe het net gekyk of sy bande nie dalk hulle vasklou verloor het nie, en toe hy weer die lepel ver weggebere daar in die regtertoe in die middel van daardie motorse stuurkajuit. 'n geweldige stryd hier om die tweede posisie tussen Willie Hepburn en Ben Morgenhood, en Terry Moss is nog steeds besig om nader te kom. Ek het my twyfel oor of hy hulle gaan inhaal, want as mense te hard ry met hierdie motors, veral die Ben probeer met die binnekant daar van Hans draai, maar hy raak nie heeltemal raak die Dwars, die nek is motorbeheer daar teerflens, maar hy het heel wat tyd verloor daar, Willie Evans het 'n bietjie van 'n blaaskans gegee, maar ek dink nie daardie blaaskans kan baie lank duur nie. Dit moet absoluut vreesaanjaend wees vir hierdie staar klas D motortjies wanneer hierdie groot klas A motor by hulle verbykom, want selfs net die winddruk soos wat hulle by hulle verbykom, druk jou heen en weer. Lyk my Larry Wolford se Seibert Pleasant Skyline trekkie van die baan af probleme vir hom. Terry Mas nog steeds besig om nader te kom en nie verte kan jy sien. Hy is besig om daardie gap en kleiner te maak. Dis nou met Ben Morgenrood. En Ben Morgenrood wat vir Willie Hebburn in sy versier het. Verder terug is dit Dion Joubert. Wat ek wou sê is as jy te hard werk in hierdie vierwiel aangedrewe motor, dan gaan jy bandeprobleme hê. En Terry Mas moet baie versigtig wees. Miskien moet hy tevrede wees met sy posisie nou en in die tweede uit en later vanmiddag probeer om die voortou te neem. Enigiets kan natuurlijk hier nog gebeur. Die bande is, ek het reeds vroeër gesê, is 'n geweldige belangrike factor. Het is warm daar buiten. Het is warm binne in die motor. Het is warm op die baan. En met 5 rondes wat voorbij is, daar is nog 4,5 wat oorbly, gaan bande 'n belangrike factor wees.
And this is a furious race going on. He's Sorrel van der Merwe stamping his authority on the others. He got wind of those others coming up in his tail as he comes up in some of the slower drivers. Number 87 he's passing. 82 was Rayfield. That's the D-class battle that's going on at the moment. And Sorrel van der Merwe is just flying along, but getting ever closer to these two. Just a little further behind, you can see that four-wheel drive. The Audi Turbo is getting there. That Black Widow, the Minolta Turbo, is in 4th spot and closing. And this race has got 4.5 laps. 3.5 laps to run at the moment. The Class B battle with Johan Coetzee furiously waving to say that he's got problems under his bonnet has gone in favour of Dion Joubert in that BMW Motorsport BMW, the 535. Coetzee's hanging on to second position. The Seibert Porsche of Gary Dunkley is lying in 3rd spot. There's Sorrel. That's all there is in it. It's just over a second and a half between these two as we get into the final stages. We're going to be finishing 7 laps, and Morgenrood is pushing. The lighter car, Morgenrood is pushing that big V8 Thunderer in front of him. He can hear it. He must be getting tired of hearing that noise of those exhausts of that V8 motor in front of him. Sorrel exits Ordercup corner, and Morgenrood is putting the pressure on, and Moss is getting closer. This race is going to have a dynamite ending to it as we finish 7 laps. There comes Moss to get in amongst them. He was pushed off the road. It took him time to get on the pace. Afterwards, it took him time to get here, and he's just 3 seconds behind them. The Minolta Audi, the Black Widow that's been christened there, is slipping and sliding, and he's getting closer. And the turbocharged motor is putting the flames to the side. It's really on a roll. Whether it can get in amongst those two and beat them is another thing. It's getting closer. You can see it's pulled in another second. That's Terry Moss from Port Elizabeth, standing Group N driver. He's driven single-seaters as well. Oh, and he's going to lose it in a big way. That's not doing that motor car any good at all, but he's trying. It's power steering, it's four-wheel drive. He brings it back under control, but he's lost vital time. Vital time as they come up to finish 8 laps. We'll have 2 laps to go after this one. Sorrel van der Merwe a little further back, C-class. They'll be coming on them shortly. Here's Terry Moss as he changes to another gear. He goes wide on Hanger Corner. Look at he's up on the curve. There he goes on the curve, and that's not good. That's rallying there, farming, selecting a little spot, call it what you like, but he's back on their tails. He's getting closer. He's not too far behind them. Here he comes. Sorrel's got those. Let's see how far he is ahead of those others as Willie Hepburn holds off Morgenrood. Sorrel's got himself a 4-second lead as they come up in C39. That's Keith Carr, very competent driver in that Golf. He's also got Jeff Dalglish in that field, the editor of Drive magazine, driving the Peter Lance Sabre Golf, going very nicely and well as well. Now they get into the traffic. This could change it all. Sorrel is fast through the traffic. 8 laps are gone. They've got 1.5 laps to go. Sorrel keeps it on the rails as he goes through Hanger onto the brakes. You can see the nose dive right down as he goes into Hans Hairpin. Accelerates out there. That Sassel Ford is really going for another victory. He had 2 victories at Kyalami. And the Black Widow is there. Terry Moss in the Minolta Audi Turbo. You can hear it popping and squeaking. It's on their tail and it's got the speed to pass them. We finished 9 laps. This is the end of 9 laps. There's the first 4 cars in your picture. We've just got 1 lap to go.
En Terry Moss het vir Ben Morgenrood aan die binnekant van Otterkoop geneem. Terry Moss op na die 3de posisie. Hy ry die wedren van sy lewe. Terry Moss wat waarskynlik omtrent geen bande gaan oorry aan die einde van hierdie wedren nie. Terry Moss wat by Ben Morgenrood verbygekom het en nou het hy vir Willie Hepburn in sy versier. Gaan hy daar slag om op hierdie laaste ronde vir Willie Hepburn in te haal. Aan die einde van die vorige wedren op Kyalami was daar maar enkele millimeter van rubber oor op die twee Audi Quattro motors se bande. En Terry Moss ry nou harder as wat hy op Kyalami gery het. Wil hy hebben wat vastklou al wat hy kan in daardie tweede posisie wat hy het. Sarel van der Merwe is niks verkeerd gaan nie van die wedren gemakkelijk wen. En Terry neem hom aan die buitenkant, gaan hy dit doen? Nee, wil hy hebben maak hier druk hom wyd en hy hou daar die tweede posisie van hom. Ben probeer nog steeds met daar die extra groot drukwerk wat hy opgesit het vir vandag se wedren hier om meer vastklou te gee om daar by Terry Moss by te kom. Hier kom Sarel van der Merwe in die Cecil Ford Sapphire Cosworth. Turbo afgejaagde motor deur Otterkop draai vir sy laaste keer en hier gaan hy vir die eerste oorwinning in Port Elizabeth vir hierdie motor sorg. Willie Eben tweede, Terry Moss derde, Ben Morgenrood in die vierde posisie, 1 sekonde, byna 2 sekondes tussen Van der Merwe en Eben, 1,75 sekondes is skitterende wedren. Vir al hierdie manne het dit baie hard gewerk. Dit word verskriklik warm, lyk my Dave Repsol se Corolla het 'n probleem met rook wat daar uitkom, maar hulle het verskriklik hard gewerk. Dit is warm in daai motor, dit is warm op die baan. Maar dit is wat die mense gekom het om te kom sien.
And that's one of their favourites. Has won this race, Sol van der Merwe in the Cecil Ford Sapphire. One class ahead of Hepburn, ahead of Terry Moss in the Minolta Audi. And then it was Ben Morgenrood in the Autofit Mazda. Boy, that was some race. That was 10 tenths racing in that one. So Sol, those were not quite right there. Sol van der Merwe, fully Hepburn, Terry Moss and Ben Morgenrood. The B class for the others. It was one. A turn up for the books. The BMW 535 has beaten Johan Coetzee in that Gearmax Scala, and he came through. There's the Scala now just coming into picture there. There's Dave Repsol. He won Class C in the Pink Panther Toyota. A little bit of smoke, as Hendrik said, coming out of the car afterwards. Had a very fine performance. Behind him, he had Pat Duckham going well in the